But you've given us that wonderful thought of you wrote to me yesterday. You know how you always end your broadcast, take care of yourself and each other? Yeah, it's a wonderful thought, all right. Certainly the right and decent way to live. But you see, I didn't make it up. You did. God bless you, and goodbye.
Well, tonight, the community continues to remember TV icon Jerry Springer. He made an impact on Cincinnati from his time on the city council to his tenure as mayor and, of course, his time here at WLWT. He died from pancreatic cancer at the age of 79.
Yeah, the cancer that cut Jerry Springer's life short. Not only a complicated disease, it's also called the silent killer.
And that's why doctors say it's so important to know your family's medical history. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes joins us with more on the role experts here in Cincinnati are playing in the quest to improve pancreatic cancer outcomes and survival rates for people. Todd?
They're on a mission. There's no question about it, happening right here in our hometown. Their task is a tall one, especially since patients with the disease may not know they have it until it's too late. That's one reason local doctors who work with adults and children are mission driven to learn all they can about pancreatic cancer and its causes.
Among the organs in our bodies, the pancreas is one most people know little about.
The pancreas is in the upper abdomen behind the stomach, so it's right here. So when patients develop abdominal pain, it's usually right here, radiating to the back.
UC Health's Dr. Syed Ahmad says that kind of pain could signal a case of pancreatic cancer.
It's a silent cancer, and that's why it's a bad cancer. Unfortunately, pancreas cancer does not get diagnosed until later stages because it remains asymptomatic until it gets to the later stages.
Dr. Ahmad and his colleagues are doing research on pancreatic cancer in multiple labs, and they use screening programs to check people who have a family history of the disease. Their goal is to significantly boost the disease's survival rate.
We have labs looking at how the pancreas cancer cells survive, how they multiply and spread, and ways to stop it. And it's one of the most deadly cancers that we treat.
That fact is not lost on Dr. Maisam Abu El Haja, who treats young people at Children's Hospital battling a painful condition called pancreatitis.
There is some link that we don't fully understand yet between the genetic causes and hereditary pancreatitis in chronic pancreatitis patients that could lead to an increased risk for pancreas cancer.
Dr. Haja knows that's a sobering thought for young patients and their parents, which is why she's determined to find early warning signs that could point to future cases of pancreatic cancer.
And what would that mean? That would mean that we can risk stratify the patients. Early detection could hopefully allow us to reverse that trajectory.
Well, there's obviously a lot to learn about pancreatic cancer. One thing I didn't know until today, until I talked to doctors, is that smoking is one of the biggest causes of the disease. Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.